A typical driving test at the Butler Driving Test Centre involves a lot of turning, various types of roundabouts, merging situations, and very busy pedestrian-dense bus station. So let's check it out. Watch until the end for a bonus tip that saved many from failing their driving test at the Butler Test Centre. Turning right here, there is a refuge lane, but ensure that there's no one coming from the left and clearly no one from the right. If it's clear, we proceed to go. So this is one lane, and we're heading towards the intersection where you might encounter the traffic lights without the green arrow. So we're going to turn there. So this is just near the shops on Exmouth Drive. So we'll see if the arrow comes on or not. So the key is, if your first vehicle, you give way to the opposite direction. The light changes at exactly the same time on the other side. So this time I'm going to get in the middle, but I can go between these two cars. So I've proceeded nicely. I check my mirror. The secondary check is important because you know how quickly people are catching up behind you. So check your mirrors whenever your speed fluctuates and when the shadows change in it. So here we are at the pedestrian crossing near the Butler station. So always check. This is early morning, but generally, during the day it would be extremely busy. The majority of people find it difficult synchronizing the movement with the steering. So if you steer sharply, don't accelerate too much. If your wheels are directing your car body, your chassis, you don't want them to spin faster. A lot of roundabouts here. If you don't handle roundabouts well, if your coordination between your steering and your movement, and obviously indicating in time, if that's not up to scratch, you should do a lot of lessons targeting those issues. Another set of lights where I might have the no green arrow lights. So let's see what happens here. This time the arrow did not drop because of the two pedestrians walking dogs. Now it's dropped down, nobody's coming from the opposite direction, so I can proceed. So when changing lanes, indicate good attention to the mirror, blind spot, and then move over. We don't check mirrors every 3 or 5 seconds because if it's positioned correctly, it's always in your peripheral vision. So I see it all the time. But when your speed fluctuates, check the mirror properly, pay close attention to the mirror. And as a result, you're not going to let anything slip your eye. So I'm going to turn right at the next one. And quite possible that I'm going to have another light without the green arrow. It's not about knowing the area, it's about doing everything individually to the standard. If you have multiple turning lanes, it's best to stick to the left lane, unless you've been given instruction to turn right shortly after. Right lanes in Australia are fast lanes or overtaking lanes. So if you don't have any particular business in the right lane, in the fast lane, stick to the left lane. When you are first car at traffic lights, as it goes green, check left and right. Scan, give it a deep scan left and right to ensure that no one's trying to go through the red light. I see it every single week. Be careful about speed limits. A few 70 zones, a few 60 zones. Ensure that you don't go more than 5 kilometers above the speed limit on the clock, because the true speed is slightly different than what it shows on the clock here. Quite often they use the Coles car park, so double roundabout, we're turning left here, checking, all good. And ensure there are no cyclists. Often people ask me, should you check the blind spot for cyclists? Not unless you've overtaken one, because If you haven't passed one, and if you came to the turn at a relatively high speed, say 30, 40, and you didn't overtake one, just check the mirror. Just pay good attention to your rear view mirror. There's no point checking the blind spot. If you were coming very slowly to your turn, of course, you would benefit from checking the blind spot, because the cyclist, especially if they came in and out of your vision, it's good to check if they are coming, to pass you. Stopping for shopping exercise. People don't only fail, if they fail in that exercise, people don't only fail for not, parking correctly. It's transiting through the car park, because there are lots of turns, lots of sharp sort of, maneuvers that you must do, even when you're getting in and out. So, you've got to maintain low speed, then you've got to maintain high turning ratio. So, it's not only about parking correctly. The reason people find Butler one of the, easiest places to pass, I wouldn't say easiest, but, the layout of suburbs is, a lot more forgiving than, for example, Joondalup or Midland. A lot of roundabouts. Check out the video on this channel about roundabouts and every possible scenario, when to indicate, when to observe, when approaching roundabouts. So it's pretty comprehensive. People find it very helpful, so check that out. I'll link it around this video. Turning right at a major T-junction, quite a few major T-junctions here. So if there is enough space in the refuge lane, you can squeeze your car in the refuge lane. Nobody coming from my left proceeding, straight over to the left. You can go to either left or right lane, ideally to the left lane. If they ask you to turn right at a short notice, make sure you don't cross the white solid line. If you are about to cross the white solid line, just say, look, sorry, didn't manage to change. Would you like me to turn around and go somewhere else? So that's not a problem at all. When they say stop on the side of the road, wherever you feel safe, just ensure that you're not too close to any type of intersection or a bus stop, and don't park on top of fire hydrant. From there, just listen to the instructions. If you're not sure, you can ask them to repeat. It's no big deal if you have to correct things. For example, you stopped across the road to the bus stop. If you realize that and moved a little bit forward, that's not a problem at all. So, just tell them, hey, look, I don't know what I was thinking, it just slipped my eye. I'm just going to move a little bit further. That's okay. But if they prompt you that, you've done something wrong, and if you don't take any actions, unfortunately, it's going to have to be recorded against you. Here's the bonus tip. The roundabout on Connolly Drive crossing Benenden Avenue has 2 lanes, and the left lane exits left. If the assessor instructs you to proceed straight ahead, you must change lanes before the line becomes unbroken. Also, the new speed limit starts from there. You must drop to 50 kilometers an hour before reaching the sign. We had several reports that candidates failed in this spot only minutes before completing their driving test. So there you go, Butler driving test route, Western Australia. According to a lot of people who pass here, one of the easiest test routes. Traffic is not too busy. Assessors seem to be pretty calm and, easy going. So do I recommend that you come here for your driving test? Yes, if you live too far, it wouldn't make sense, traveling an hour to get here, but it is a good place. It's low density population. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks for watching, drive safely, and I'll see you in the next one.